there! Now, pro-lifers made numerous arguments against abortion, which pro-choice people refuted, but the arguments were very poor, so I'll skip them and present strong argumentation. First, to support abortion as protection from rape's consequences, some claim that 1 out of 3 or 4 women are raped, but that's a complete lie. Also, less than 1% of abortions are performed because of rape. And if all women realize that victims have several days to report rape and be defertilized, this should cause 0% of abortions to be on account of rape. Pro-choice people decry that abortions cost much less than delivering babies, as if doctors who perform abortions take pay cuts to help people. That's deceptive. Doctors who deliver babies aren't constantly delivering them nonstop, and abortion is a quicker procedure. Therefore, doctors who perform abortions perform an additional procedure besides delivering babies. They fit abortions in between deliveries, thereby making money from 2 procedures instead of 1. And abortions bring in more money per hour. As far as embryos developing in fallopian tubes, they usually regress into the uterus and are born normally. If not, they die and are therefore removed but not aborted. See the website prolifephysicians.org. Moreover, so-called embryos have a beating heart at 5 weeks, while so-called fetuses have arms, legs, hands, feet, eyes, eyelids, and are moving at 7 weeks, besides their functioning internal organs. That's well documented. And we don't have the right to purposely stop an innocent human's heart, brain, or body without their consent. Some note, laws against abortion don't stop it. Instead, thousands of women die from unsafe abortions where abortion is illegal. But that's totally misleading, since they fail to mention that millions of women survive especially unsafe abortions, while thousands of women die from so-called safe abortions. Besides, we shouldn't try to make it safe for someone to take an innocent human's life. A woman cried, all pro-lifers should be assigned a baby spared from abortion. Considering the great expense and trouble of raising it, they'd probably change their view. Yet someone else's hypocrisy never justifies anything. I've been rejected all my life and it was considered too much trouble. So I should have been aborted? Rather, I'm extremely thankful for my life. Besides, plenty of couples would like to adopt a child. Another woman redefined unborn babies as quote-unquote potential humans the size of peas and grapes. So if you were shrunk with a shrinking ray, it would be okay for me to kill you? And not potential humans. Unborn babies become adult humans, never plastic bags, weeds, chimney soot, or cockroaches. Redefining unborn babies is a vain attempt to make killing them acceptable. As for the possibility of death from pregnancy, doctors never know for certain if a woman would die from childbirth. They abort the baby and certainly end a human life to protect another human life only from the possibility of ending, not the certainty of it. Then there's the possibility of dying from the abortion procedure. And the evidence is overwhelming that first trimester fetuses do feel pain. See doctorsonfetalpain.com. Some abortion clinics made money from selling body parts from aborted babies. If that's not creepy and perverse, what is? Defenders of this practice note that the purpose is stem cell research, which goal is finding a cure for paralysis and other serious medical problems. But besides failing to find cures, stem cells from aborted babies were used to develop trivial products such as superfluous varieties of cosmetics and sweeteners. Instead, electronics was the successful method to cure some cases of paralysis. Also, stem cell research can proceed without aborted babies, as stem cells can be taken from stillborn infants. Christianity consistently condemned all forms of abortion for 2,000 years. But don't think that Judaism or Christianity created the anti-abortion stance. Abortion was also condemned in ancient Egypt, India, and Assyria. And those who practiced abortion also practiced child sacrifice. Though so-called pro-lifers may have unjustified war mentality, soldiers attack those who pose a threat, and soldiers risk their lives since their targets shoot back. Soldiers are brave. Those who perform abortions attack the innocent who pose no threat. Those doctors take no risk since their targets cannot fight back. Talk about picking on someone smaller than yourself. Besides, abortion affects everyone as human life is either precious or it's not. Note that a common argument to support abortion is that unborn babies cannot survive on their own and are fully dependent to justify the termination of their lives. But born babies, toddlers, severely handicapped adults, and extremely old people are fully dependent too. Actually, nobody can survive on their own except hardy men highly trained in survival skills. When it's open season on the unborn, the threat to all human life looms overhead. Another argument is that we can't agree on what constitutes human life or when human life begins. But that's another totally misleading statement. What's obvious is that human life exists when someone has arms, legs, hands, feet, eyes, eyelids, a functioning brain, a beating heart, and is moving. That's what's being aborted. And abortions are not performed for altruistic reasons. Ripping off that phony mask reveals the purely selfish reason of women wanting to escape being women. Consider that some radical feminist crackpots labeled all pregnancies a form of torture. And there's an exact correlation between how liberal certain groups of people are and how much they favor abortion. The farther left they are, the more they're pro-abortion. The farther right they are, the more anti-abortion. Pro-lifers do seem to care more about the unborn than all the other types of people combined. Certainly middle-aged single men are disregarded. But again, someone else's hypocrisy never justifies anything. So oppose abortion, which is just another form of relativist, modernist nonsense, and embrace the original truth.